Hey everybody, Roman versus with Squashfest podcast and my co-host.
You often imitated, never duplicated, because it's hard to duplicate something this sexy and with this much idiocy. It's the boy hard.
I can't stand it. What up, buddy?
Chilling, man. Short and long day at work.
Same.
I started at 10 and he sent me home at 4. Because that was an hour and 45 minutes over.
Sounds about right. What are we reviewing again?
Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Was this all in the pod, by the way? Did you actually hit record before?
Yes.
Oh, crap. Okay. Okay. I saw you reach over and I'm like, he didn't just hit the button.
Of course I did.
All right. So yeah, Monday Night Raw this week. It had its ups and downs.
I had a couple issues.
Well, first of all, we can jump. We're going to review it in depth later. But the main event segment was such a cluster F. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? They lost all their aura and mojo going into that segment. We'll get into it later, but I was just like, so the report was apparently bodyslam.net yesterday reported that the plan was going into this show was for Roman to bring up
Larry
Punk's dead dog.
Yeah.
And then somebody killed it.
Yeah. Which was completely skewed everything. The entire promo was just lackluster. Because
if you look at the entirety of the show, even Roman in the back talking to the Usos saying, I'm a part-time father, I'm a part-time wrestler, so that way I can be a great full-time dad. That goes into the promo of him just dropping the line on, you don't know what it's like to be a family man. You've never had a family. All you've had was that stupid dog.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree, and it would have like added a lot more fuel to the fire, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, for the ending to be you're old, and for CM Punk to get that pissed off that you're calling me old and punch him in the face. It made more sense
if he said that stupid dog, boom,
and then he hit him. Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, because he loved that ugly dog.
I can't with
that dog. That dog looked like a gremlin, sir. Like.
I can't. Definitely to your point, it would have been way more effective in storytelling if you mentioned the dog, because again, he mentioned your dead dad.
Yes, I mean we got 4 more weeks. Maybe we're building to that. I don't know. Maybe we're knowing.
I don't think they are, but it would have been cool.
Well, Monday Night Raw kicked off with Seth Rollins and his crony of masked men again. Seth gets in the ring. Seth says, "This is still Monday Night Raw. It felt so good to put a chair in Heyman's back and put his fat face through the ground. And now I have one job left, and that's I created the vision, and I need to take out the vision. Either whether it be one of the guys who are on the shelf, or the remnants of what's left, that bottom feeder Austin Theory." I took notice that he said Austin Theory, and I think Heyman came out before he got to mention Logan. I don't remember him saying anything about Logan Paul.
You could be right.
So he's talking, and then the crowd starts like doing the ooh. So he looks up to the stands, and it's not stands, the entranceway, and it's Paul Heyman looking super disheveled.
He looked super disheveled. He did that thing that he did last time. Remember, there were reports that he like didn't sleep for 3 days or whatever the case may be, and then just showed up. He looked terrible.
It was right before Solo put him through the announce desk.
Yes, and then why was it that everybody was pointing at his eyes and they were like, "We think he has pink eye"? No, the man just didn't sleep.
No, it was one eye. So his right eye, they put makeup on it to give him a black eye, and they did something to make his eye super red. There's just that one eye to try to sell the stomp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he didn't have pink eye. They probably used something to irritate his eyes in the back.
Mm.
So yeah, he comes out, and this is where it gets a little confusing for me. I understand the history of Heyman and Lesnar.
Yeah.
Lesnar is not a part of the Vision
At all.
Heyman is the wise man of the Vision, or the oracle of the Vision.
Yes.
And I get the history of Lesnar and Heyman, and Seth putting his hands on Heyman, so that's going to piss Brock Lesnar off, because he comes out and he says, "You, this is Monday Night Raw, and you epitomize FAFO. Fuck around and find out." He says FAFO, FAFO, FAF5, and Brock's music comes out, and he comes in to confront Seth, and then he suplexes the 12 masked men that are out there. And he can't obviously touch Seth because he's still not cleared. But the fact that Heyman is the oracle for the Vision,
mm-hmm.
and still technically the advocate for Brock Lesnar,
mm-hmm.
and no one seems to have an issue with this,
Why would there be an issue?
I think Logan and Austin Theory should have an issue with Heyman splitting time between Brock and the Vision, especially when the Vision is missing their
time, though. It'd be different if he was like coming out with Lesnar and so on. And
he did at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, the one time. That was one time. That's not splitting up a time. If this was week in and week out, I'd understand your point. But he's not splitting up his time. Lesnar's there for Heyman, not the other way around.
But Heyman was also there for Lesnar when Lesnar faced Cena. This is not a one-time thing.
Okay, 2-time.
3-time.
Whatever.
This is splitting time. And he was there when to announce the open challenge for Brock.
Yeah, but why does this matter?
I think if Braun were there and he were doing this, I think Braun should have been in his face and be like, "You cannot be doing this. You need to be all in with the Vision, or done." No, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think he needs to be doing both.
He doesn't need to. I don't see the issue, though. He's a part of a group, and then on his side quests, he's
not Bobby. He's not Bobby Heenan with the Heenan family in 1988.
No, you're right. He's Paul Heyman, and he's a Hall of Famer. He gets to do what he wants.
So was Bobby Heenan.
I understand that. I'm saying he's a Hall of Famer, and he's still active. He gets to do what he wants. Get over it.
I think there needed to. I would like the Vision to go to him and say, "Hey, what are you doing running around with Brock Lesnar all the time?
No.
When you're supposed to be our wise man."
No. Not wise man, Oracle.
Whatever. Well, they call him wise man too. Like that. Like they don't. So Brock hits the ring. Brock superplexes, German suplexes, and F5s, all sets. Masked men. He gets in Seth's face. The lights go out. And I'm like, oh crap, what's gonna happen? So Oba's Femi's music hits. Oba starts striding to the ring. And here's my thing. Another thing. Mm-hmm. When the lights went out, mm-hmm. Why didn't Seth just leave?
No, 100%. I was getting ready to get into that. The fact that Seth stood there that entire time, and even as Oba came out, there was so much opportunity to beat the crap out of Seth. It's ridiculous.
Brock was just standing there. Seth is standing in the corner, like leaning there, like waiting for something to happen. Brock could have attacked him while Oba is striding to the ring. Seth had every opportunity to get out of there. Like, he waited until Oba got into the ring before he left. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, I was just like, why is he still there? During the cloak of darkness, leave, Seth. Yeah. And then the announced team can be like, oh, Seth slithered away again. So Brock turns around. Oba hits him with Farouk, the sidewalk slam, the spine buster, the Ron Simmons spine buster that he does, and then he hits him with a pop up power bomb and stands over Brock, puts on his chest and points at the WrestleMania sign. So we're gonna get Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi at WrestleMania.
And who wins that match?
Unfortunately, I still think it should be Obafemi. He should not be losing.
Obafemi, but I don't know if it's Obafemi.
Brock, the reports were Brock is not losing until Gunther retires him. People have pushed back on that and said, no, that's not true. I don't know where you got that from. But Oba's super over. If the crowd was behind him, the crowd cheered when he powerbombed Brock, he should not be taking losses right now. If Brock loses to Oba, Brock can still go on into his retirement. Maybe Brock doesn't have to lose his retirement match. Maybe if you're going to do Gunther Brock at Minnesota, you have Brock go over on Gunther. You don't need to have Brock. You need to make Oba a big thing. How do you make him a big thing? You have him go over on Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
I don't care about him, however. You had Goldberg lose. You had the GOAT lose. And you had AJ Styles lose. You are not trying to build Brock Lesnar. He does not need a win. He better not be the one to win on his way. I'm sorry. It better not happen.
He's Brock Lesnar.
Mark my words. If Brock wins his retirement match, I'm switching to TNA. This will be a TNA podcast.
We want to do a TNA review? Actually, we can watch TNA tonight if you want.
I'm not dealing with you.
It starts in 2 hours.
No, what I wanted to watch with you the other day was Rey de
Reyes.
Yeah.
I saw the main event. That's the only match I saw.
I heard it was a really good show. I saw that Bailey had popped up there. I saw parts of the main event. It was from everything I've heard, it was a really good show.
So what I don't like, and I knew it was going to happen when WWE bought AAA, it just feels like another WWE product.
Yeah.
AAA, what made it great was it almost felt like an indie, like a Mexican indie. Like the cameras were different. The way they produced the show was different. It was ridiculous. You had little people running around wrestling. AAA, because they were a Mexican company, didn't care about American copyrights. So you had people coming out dressed like Avengers. I missed that.
No, I get you. My only thing is I would want to know, have they gotten a boost in viewership?
I would think so, because everything is free on YouTube. Like, it's different. Like if because it's still airing on Univision for Spanish language audiences in this country. Mm-hmm. So have they gotten a boost domestically because of the WWE influence there? You have to think more people are watching it on YouTube nowadays than they are on standard over-the-air television.
My only issue with that is they could have always done YouTube. So the WWE partnership doesn't really change that.
But yes and no. I just realized my microphone's really far away. Yes and no, but it's just the reach for being on the WWE YouTube channel specifically.
Is it on the WWE channel?
Yes.
Oh,
they do one.
I thought it was just on AAA.
No, they do the American language one on the WWE channel one, and they do the Spanish language one on the AAA.
Okay.
So the reach being on their YouTube channel is much bigger.
More. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. All
right. So then we got all that. We can talk. Ooh, everyone's favorite segment.
Danhausen?
El Grande Americano. Oh, that's later. That's hilarious. I love Danhausen. El Grande Americano versus OG El Grande Americano. So I've talked about this for weeks. This is not mask versus mask. We'll eventually get to that. Ludwig El Grande.
Okay.
Heel in America.
Yes.
Babyface in Mexico.
Yes.
If you saw the images from their match at Rey de Reyes, Chad Gable OG was wearing a black mask to in Mexico to signify he's the heel. On Raw, Ludwig was in his full-on black and gold gimmick with a big V in the middle of his chest to signify I'm a villain here. And in Mexico, Ludwig wins clean. He won his match clean because it was a fatal four-way to become the number one contender for the Mega Championship. Ludwig El Grande won clean. In America, he can't get a win over anybody without Rayo and Bravo.
Yeah.
And cheating. Just so the lack of continuity is bothersome.
It's almost like there's a third Grande.
I don't want that.
I'm saying, I said it's almost like, in the sense that he's two different people.
Yeah, he's basically they're both basically doing two different gimmicks.
Yeah,
which is weird. Ludwig wins this match because Rayo and Bravo get involved. The referee is with Bravo or Rayo. It doesn't matter. One of them slips the metal plate into Ludwig's mask as he's laying on the ground. OG El Grande goes up to the top rope, goes for diving headbutt. Worst diving headbutt I've ever seen because the camera angle made it obvious and clear that he did not hit that diving headbutt. He fell short, but he sold it anyway. He hits the metal plate. Ludwig goes over for the pinfall and gets the 3 count. And Americano defeated OG Americano.
We need to get to the blow off. We need to get.
I would say this needs to be over.
Yeah.
Or send them both to AAA. Let them just be a gimmick there, since it's over there. Like, I don't... Like, at this point, Ludwig can be the main star in AAA.
For me, I think it needs to be Mask versus Mask. I think Chad loses, so he can go back to being Chad Gable, because he's awesome. And because Ludwig is just way over in AAA.
Yep.
So you let him keep the gimmick. Plus, he got the tag team with him.
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like about AAA. 75% of the roster is just WWE stars you're not using anymore. Like, can we
stop it?
On that show, we had Bailey, Ludwig.
They're using Bailey and they're using Ludwig. You said they're not using anymore. Start again. Apollo Crews, Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar was on that show. Omos was on that show.
Omos was on that show. OG was on that show. Ludwig was on that show. They're still using them. That doesn't count. You said people they're not using.
Okay, 75% of the entire card was just WWE talent. They don't have guys.
75%. Where are you getting these numbers?
AAA rate their rates.
Here we go.
I'm going to tell you exactly what the card was because it was crazy how many WWEs.
I'm not saying there weren't a lot of WWE stars, but you're making it seem like it was more than their roster.
It was.
Go ahead.
Hold on, I got to find it exactly. Just give me the results.
The fact that you're taking time.
That's it. Yeah, I could. All right. So in the main event, it was Dominic Mysterio.
Yep.
And he defeated Hijo del Vikingo.
Yep. And then Omos was there, and then that mini Vikingo was there.
Mini Vikingo was there.
Yeah.
So
that's 2 and 2.
Why can't I? Was there only 3 matches? Penta was there.
He was there. He didn't wrestle.
Why am I having such a hard time just finding results for the show?
That's crazy.
Because it was a fatal 4-way match. 3 of the 4 in that match were WWE talent.
Who?
You had El Grande Americano, OG Americano, and Santos Escobar.
Santos is not WWE anymore. He's strictly AAA.
So he's only showing up for AAA, but he was a WWE talent. That's what I mean. You're not taking traditional AAA wrestlers and highlighting who already was
what
there.
I'm saying is, wasn't there a whole thing this week that he's on the alumni page now?
Oh, I didn't see that.
He's on the I believe, double check real quick. He's on the alumni page, and he's officially a AAA guy.
Well, he still remains under. A report removed the WWE had moved Escobar's alumni page, seemingly indicate that he had parted ways with the San Francisco promotion, also heavily criticized. No, it looked like it looked like he was moved to an alumni page because, and people were taking that as if he was done with WWE completely. But as according to Body Slam, they reported that Santos Escobar is still signed with WWE, despite what many fans call an unusual and underwhelming performance at Rey de Reyes this weekend. I didn't see anything about him actually moving him to the alumni page.
Well, he's out with injury too.
There were only 3 matches on the show.
So
it was the women. It was the women's match that Bayley was in. It was the Fatal 4-Way, which 3 of the 4 are WWE or former WWE guys. If you want to consider Santos a former WWE guy and only on AAA, and then the main event was Dominic Mysterio. So 6 of the 9 competitors on this show were WWE people.
6.
So it's 60. 6 of the 9. That's 66%. Okay, I'm sorry. I said 75%.
Also, if you look at his profile on WWE.com, he's not listed as being on any roster.
Interesting. Does WWE.com have people listed on AAA roster?
No.
So then that's probably why. So because he's not on the Raw or SmackDown roster, but he's still contracted through WWE. It's like if you scroll through there, is Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown on the WWE page?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's my point.
No, hold on. He's not on the official roster at all. So like
Santos
instead of, you know how you can go through Raw Superstars, SmackDown Superstar, if you just do Superstars, it shows you everybody from all the shows. He is not listed there.
Interesting. Didn't they just re-sign him?
Yes, but what they probably did was restructure it and put him on AAA.
Yeah, Cage Side Seats says he's reportedly set for surgery.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he's not on a roster right now.
No, it's because he's AAA.
Whatever.
It's too bad. Do they even have a website? That sounds so bad.
That's bad. We're spending way too much time on this.
I know, but it bothers me right now. AAA. Go ahead. You do the next one while I look this up. Go ahead.
All right, let's talk about this Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Bayley and AJ Lee. It was fine. This is what you'd expect from 2 baby faces wrestling who give each other respect. The story of this match was Bayley tried to hit AJ Lee with everything because she and AJ just either kept reversing or kicking out of everything, and Bayley was getting super frustrated. And to the point where Bayley also hit a Bayley to belly, which she has not won a match. She won a match with that recently, but that's not her finishing move anymore. And AJ Lee kicked out. AJ Lee eventually hits her with the Black Widow submission, and Bayley taps out. And then we get the entirety of the break, the international break, and the commercial break with the 2 of them just in the ring paying respect to each other. And then when we come back from break, Becky Lynch attacks AJ Lee as she's going up the ramp after the break. Essentially, we're going to be setting up at Becky versus AJ again at Mania, which is fine. Becky will get that title.
Yeah, I was going to say where Becky wins it.
Becky will get that title back. Yeah.
So I see no website for AAA. When you search up a website for them, it comes up WWE.com, and they don't have a roster page. However, if you go to SmackDown Hotel, it gives you the entire roster for AAA. Santos Escobar is listed as AAA.
Okay.
That being said, there's a lot of superstars listed under AAA who are technically still WWE people, which is Angel and Garza, El Grande, people like that. So, still up in the air, but I think he's officially AAA.
Yeah, I don't see him showing up on Raw SmackDown. I think when they re-signed him and he showed up at AAA, it's like, how do we do a big splash for our promotion we just bought? We sent Dom down there. He's a big deal. We already fired Alberto Del Rio, which everybody loves in Mexico. We need another guy down there. We send Santos. You know, he's got the Lucha Libre heritage with his father being El Fantasma.
But let's not forget that Fantasma, the last time we really saw them, they did that whole vignette Legado de la Fantasma, they did that whole vignette when they were like dressed up in suits and they were holding glasses up together and all that.
It felt like they rented an Airbnb in Florida.
Yes.
And they were all sitting around drinking red wine.
Yes.
And
this was after weeks of having contention between the group, and then What?
But that was before the reports that Santos had left WWE.
Yes.
And then he came back, and then all of a sudden he's gone from the tag team.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. It's just like, what are we doing?
We just separated them. He's just like, all right, well, we're gonna put Los Garza by themselves here in the tag division. We're gonna have Santos be his own thing over here, and we're just not going to finish off the story.
Yeah, pretty much. Which sucks.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so this was my favorite match of the night, and
hold up, Bailey and AJ.
Oh, the backstage.
No, not even
Bailey
that.
and AJ. You want to talk about?
Not even that. Just the fact that we didn't even talk about really the match. The match was okay for me. I was underwhelmed. I thought they were gonna put on a banger, considering the fact that who was in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't feel.
The problem is with these, like, you could put on banger matches, but I feel like having TV matches when you're constrained to time, like, this should not be on a Raw. This should have been later in the middle of a PLE. Give them 20 minutes, they could put on a banger match.
Yeah, and this was their first time wrestling each other, no? Other than the NXT thing.
Yeah, first time in 13 years.
Okay.
So they had decent chemistry. I mean, again, AJ, I'm not going to say AJ's rusty. She's still moving around great. But she is somebody who has taken 10 years off. It was a fine match. Again, I'm not a fan of babyface matches. I'm not a fan of heel matches, because essentially somebody's got to wrestle heel, and Bayley's not a heel, AJ's not a heel. So it just comes down to, all right, we're just going to put on a really good match and see who comes out on top. Yeah. Again, the story was Bayley just got frustrated because Bayley hit her with everything Bayley had, and AJ just kept kicking out. So then we got our Intercontinental Championship match, so they fired, before we even get to this, they fired Road Dogg from SmackDown of being head of creative.
They didn't fire him, he quit.
Okay, they demoted Road Dogg from head of creative, and then he quit his job entirely.
Yes.
Does that mean on Raw and on AAA we got to start doing open challenges for titles?
Yes.
Because Penta just literally came out and said, I'm Penta. I'm going to be a fighting champion. I'm going to defend this championship because I am Penta and I am Cero Miedo. That was the entirety of his promo. And here's the thing: it should have been JD McDonough, because we had the backstage segment where JD was talking to Adam Pearce, and Penta went to JD's face and did this all up in his face. And it's just, like, give me JD versus Penta. I liked this match. Dragon Lee and Penta had really good chemistry. Mm-hmm. This is how you can get both guys over. Have a banger. They put on a banger of a match. This was great.
I don't understand how you could be the future of Lucha and you're constantly losing. You make that make sense.
Some of the stuff he was doing in that match was absolutely phenomenal. He had a tope suicida towards the announcer's desk, where mid tope, this man adjusted his flight pattern and flipped in midair. Like I don't know how to describe. Yeah, I know he came out with those stupid wings.
With the pump on the side, did you see that?
Yeah,
it's a pump in order to extend the wings.
We got rid of Viral Valkyria's wings. Does that mean we gotta give him? Yeah, this is a great match. Some of the things these guys did were crazy. That Canadian Destroyer. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know last week I talked about the springboard Canadian Destroyer. He hit on somebody to win his match. But the Canadian Destroyer, he hit off the ropes this week. The speed he hit that with, I'm just like, that was crazy. Like, Penta gets the win. Fantastic match. This is how you can get both guys over. And if you want to tell a story for Dragon Lee, if you really want to tell a story, you can go the Sami Zayn route, where Dragon Lee, it goes out there every week. He wants an opportunity to prove himself, to prove that he is the future of Lucha Libre, to prove that everything. He keeps asking Adam Pearce for matches, and he keeps losing. But he keeps losing in matches that are great, where the crowd is behind him, and every time he loses, you deflate the crowd a little bit more, until the point where he finally gets that win. He finally wins a title. The pop he would get for finally winning that championship after getting this close every single time. And it would be like Chad Gable a couple years ago, when Chad Gable could have beaten Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And then Gable kept losing. Like, we were ready for a Gable IC title run. We never got it. That's a story you can tell with Dragon Lee, because this match was absolutely fantastic. This is the best Dragon Lee has looked in his entire WWE run.
I'll agree with that.
So, but yeah, we'll see what we're doing with Penta going into Mania, because he's another one who doesn't have a story.
Who?
Penta.
Oh, yeah, no.
You have all these mid-card championships and no one has a story. But you know who does have a story? Maxine Dupree and Natalia Neidhart.
This is another feud that needs to go away.
This was too much offense for Maxine. I'm keep saying this. Natalia is a badass. This version of Natty Neidhart, the MMA fighter, is compelling. She looked good in this match. And I've said this from the time she turned on her. Natty needs to just ground and pound her into submission, referee stoppage to get the win. I understand the sharpshooter being the finishing move of the Hart family, and she's paying homage to everybody, and she's getting the win. She got the win. Fine. You got the win via sharpshooter. If you want to get the submission win via sharpshooter, you know what I would have done? Not when the referee called for the bell, hold on to that sharpshooter. Get heat on Natty by having people come out and have to pull her off of Maxine off that sharpshooter. Refuse to break the hold. Because the whole story is Natty helped Maxine get the Intercontinental Championship. Then Natty felt disrespected because Maxine stopped training with her once she won the title. So Natty cost her the championship, and now I need to punish you. Have her do that. The same way, WrestleMania 13 double turn when Brett refused to release the sharpshooter on Austin, even though Austin was bleeding and passed out. That's a way to get more heat. If you're not going to go straight on demolition of Maxine, have Natalia go into a blind rage and just not release that sharpshooter.
Or what you can do is end this feud.
I think this might. I hope this was the end because
it's not the end. Maxine's gonna join the Vision now.
So you saw that in the background, right? And
yes.
I meant to send you a picture. I don't think that was Maxine.
Who you think that was?
Sol Ruka.
Why was Sol Ruka be on the floor?
It looked like Maxine, but if you look at the picture, I'm gonna send you the picture. If you look at the picture, if you really look at it, it's a little blurry. It looks like she has like blue hair at the end.
That was definitely Maxine, and they were talking to her after her loss. You're bugging.
I don't know, but we'll see. I saw that. So there's a backstage later where it's now Bayley and Lyra are talking, and Bayley's complaining that she lost to AJ, and Lyra has to tell her to shut up and stop yelling at me. You're Bayley. We're gonna keep grinding until you get everything you deserve. And in the background, Austin Theory and Logan Paul are talking to a woman sitting on the floor who it would make more sense if it were Maxine. Where's my picture? I sent it to Natalie. But it looked like Soul to me. Then again, I got to relook at the gear Maxine was wearing. Maybe it was Maxine.
It's not maybe. It was. I'm mad you're still debating it. Mm-hmm.
I can't even find my
they were hypothesizing on going in Raw that this had to do with something about basically getting to her brother
LA Knight
through her.
Oh, I'm gonna send you this picture because the picture I'm looking at does not look like Maxine. How do I do this?
You act like we can't just go back and rewatch Raw.
I know, but I can send you the picture right now.
No, that's fine. I'm waiting.
Yeah, because we had the backstage segment where Heyman is talking to Austin Theory and
I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But that just wouldn't make any sense because she wasn't on the show. She's not on the main roster.
But she's on the main roster?
She's not on the main roster.
So, yeah, we had the backstage segment where Heyman's talking to Austin Theory and Logan Paul, and he said, because Austin Theory's like, we need to take out Seth Rollins for you. We need to do this. And he goes, what are you talking about? You're just going to play into Seth Rollins' hands. You're going to divide and conquer. What you guys need to do, we have no power right now. What you guys need to do is go out and take the tag team championships from the Usos. Once you get the tag team titles, then I can spin it to get you guys singles opportunities for championships. And once you guys have singles championships, we have all the power again. And then we can go out and attack Seth Rollins. And Austin Theory, being the dunce he is, just was like, all right, boss. Yeah. That sounds good. It's like Bebop and Rocksteady. Like these dudes are just. It's just like yeah. That sounds good. They leave. He leaves, and then Logan Paul sticks around and tells Paul Heyman's like, yeah, we're gonna take out the Usos for you, but we're also gonna take out LA Knight. And he leaves, and Paul Heyman smiles. And my thing was, if I'm Paul Heyman, I'm looking at you. And you're Logan Paul, and you say, I just told you to take out the Usos. Mm-hmm. I don't want you messing with LA Knight right now. LA Knight has been a pain in our ass for like 3 weeks, beating the crap out of the both of you by himself. Like, why are you? I don't want you. Logan Paul, I don't want you thinking. Just follow me.
Fair enough.
Like, oh, God. So, let's talk about Danhausen. So, Danhausen, there was 2 segments for Danhausen, right? Yes, because he had the international feed where he came out with a cannon.
I didn't see.
Jesus. So, in the back, after Dragon Lee lost his match, he was talking to Javon Evans. And Kofi comes up, and apparently Kofi's trying to recruit Javon into the New Day. So he goes to Javon, he goes, you have a lot of potential, but you need to surround yourself with people who have been where you want to be and not work with people who are, dragging you down. and Javon was like, hold on. And Dragon Lee leaves. Javon's like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. He just lost a match, but you're not going to disrespect him. So my answer is no. And then he leaves. Waller walks in. Danhausen walks in. And Danhausen gets in Kofi's face.
Well, first, Grayson Waller's saying he doesn't know I don't know what you see in him. And then, Kofi responds with,
Kofi's like,
people say the same thing about you.
Yeah, people said the same thing. What did we see in you when we were bringing you around?
Yeah.
And then Danhausen walks in, and he asks Kofi to mentor him. He goes, I could be the newest member of the New Day. And he goes, Danhausen rocks. Danhausen is doing the hip thrust. He's like, Danhausen rocks. He goes, you had bootios back in the day. We can have like Danhausen bites or something. He was talking about Danhausen cereal. He goes, and Kofi's like, that was 10 years ago. Anyways. And so Kofi's like, I don't want you in the New Day. I don't want you nowhere around. And so Danhausen goes, well, then I guess you are. And Kofi goes behind Grayson Waller, and and as he's doing it, Kofi's like, no, I don't want to curse. You can hear him. And he puts Grayson Waller in front, and he goes, curse. And then Grayson Waller gets cursed. God, this is going to be hilarious.
We don't know who's cursed. That was the whole thing. Because Grayson is like, he caught you in the shoulder. I moved out of the way. And then Kofi's like, no, he definitely got you. And so that's the question, is who was cursed?
I think it'll be funnier if it's Grayson Waller. Just he's Australian Miz. He can do the same thing Miz is doing on
100%.
Later we got a Danhausen segment where he comes out, he has a t-shirt cannon. He shoots a t-shirt cannon loaded with one t-shirt. He shoots it into the crowd. He goes, oh, I guess I only had one. And then he goes over to the side, and he's got a giant machine gun Nerf style t-shirt cannon shooting Danhausen t-shirts into the crowd. This dude is hilarious.
He's very effective at what he does. And I feel like he's definitely being utilized a lot better in WWE than he was in AEW. He's getting more well received.
He got received well in AEW. It just felt like in AEW they would use him so sparingly for the pop laugh, and they never really gave him anything to do. Like, it was like, middle of a not the Ass Boys. What the hell is it? The Acclaimed match. He'll just show up and he'll randomly curse Billy Gunn for no reason, and then he'd just be off. And then he'd just be off TV. Like, he's comedic. Like, you called him. He's gonna be another R-Truth, but he's different than Truth.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Where he ad-libs.
He also has ramifications that come with him.
Yeah. He also his ad-lib ability in the middle of things, I think, is a lot better than Truth. Truth's got one-liners. While Danhausen, to me, has like these little things that if you're not really paying attention, they'll slip right by you, but those can be the most hilarious things he says. All right, so then we got to talk about the Liv Morgan promo before we move on to this match. Liv Morgan has a vignette in the back, and we see the clips of the Judgment Day kicking Finn Balor out. And Liv essentially says, from the moment I joined the Judgment Day, this was always my plan. Like, we saw you, Finn, as a deterrent. I saw you as a guy in the way, so I bided my time, and I propped up Dominic Mysterio, and when it was a time for us to get rid of you, she said, I saw the way you would look at me, and the way I looked at you, but I needed to get rid of you. So now she essentially was saying, I'm the leader in this. We were talking about how Dom was going to going to be the head of this group moving forward. But the way I took this vignette was no, this is going to be a Liv Morgan led faction. So
I didn't take it that way at all. I took it as though
I definitely did.
She was propping up Dom as the lead.
There was a little bit of it, but I was just like, Dom didn't get the moment. Dom wasn't on the show. I mean, he also supposedly got hurt at AAA, Rey de Reyes. So he probably wasn't on that show for that reason. But I took this as Liv Morgan's going to be the focal point, the face of this group moving forward. She says, it made me throw up in my mouth a little bit every time you called me family.
No, that we called you family.
Oh, we called you family. So now this is our Judgment Day. I forgot how she finishes off, but then we get the match. So basically, she took credit for everything for the last couple of years. Then we get the match between Raquel and Stephanie in a non-title match. These girls have really good chemistry. Raquel is awesome. We want so much more for Raquel moving forward. She gets the loss here because Io Sky. I don't remember why Io Sky was getting involved.
Because
did they attack her last week?
No, because Liv kept getting involved, and they were.
Liv kept getting involved. Yeah, Liv kept getting involved, and then Io Sky comes out.
Yeah, and because Rhea's on SmackDown, Io needs a new friend. That's how I took it. That's
because even when Io's music hits, Liv looks up and she's shocked. She's like, "Why are you coming after me?" 100%. I like this.
Now here's the messed up part, right? Io came out to help Stephanie. She gets blasted over the announce table. Stephanie wins the match
and doesn't check on Io
at all. She walks away with her title, and Io still flopped over behind the desk. That's crazy to me.
Did Stephanie see Io?
I think so. Her music hit and everything. Like, what do you mean? She knows she's out there.
Yeah, Io arrives on the scene and she gets pounced over the announce desk, and then Stephanie hits. But so here's the thing. I'll give Stephanie the pass a little bit because she didn't use a finishing move to win this match. So Raquel wasn't incapacitated. She rolled her up and had to escape before the Judgment Day beat her down.
Sure.
She won with a roll up. You win with a roll up, you got to escape before the heels jump you.
And screw the person who came out and tried to help you out.
That'll be next week when we get the tag match.
The problem is that's probably true.
So, yeah. Did we miss anything before we talk? We already spoke about it at the top of this show, but we'll talk about it again. Did we miss anything before we talk about this?
We didn't talk about the Usos and Roman.
Oh, the Usos and Roman going into this. So, yeah. Roman's in the back in his locker room.
Before that.
Jimmy and Jay. There was another one before that.
He arrives at the arena.
He arrives at the arena.
They have that stare down as if there's going to be a problem, and then they just laugh.
Yeah. And then he tells them, that's when he tells them, I don't need an apology from Punk, but you guys do. You guys need an apology because he disrespected your uncle. So he disrespected your father. You also need an apology. But then we have the other one later where I talked about earlier where Roman is saying,
I'm a father.
It's I want to be the greatest father I can be. So being part-time is awesome. Here's the thing that I think Roman's not understanding. And Punk touched on it last week during their one last week or the week before, whenever it was. Roman saying to the Usos that Punk needs to apologize to you guys for what he said, while Roman still hasn't apologized for 4 years of putting these two through hell for everything he did.
They got over it. Since then, they broke up. They got back together. They've tagged. They've done a whole bunch since then. That's long and gone.
I don't know if it is, because sometimes you look at Jay and the way he still looks at Roman sometimes. I think Jimmy's.
There's going to be that contention from time to time, but they're still good.
I don't know, man. There's people online thinking that the Usos are going to turn on Roman at Mania.
And they're stupid for that. That's just so out of the blue and would make zero sense.
It would make no sense.
But you have a brother. You know what it's like when you have an argument or you fight with them and then you don't talk about it necessarily. There's no apologies. It's just the next time you see each other, you act like everything's fine. And everything eventually is fine because it's not that serious.
This man almost choked out
what you're gonna
Jimmy.
say, but that doesn't change the fact that it ain't that serious.
Jimmy essentially had one leg at one point, and he almost choked him out and made Jay say, "I quit."
You got this.
I can't stand you. But this was the worst of their three now face-to-faces.
Agreed.
And it is because they nixed the whole Larry idea. It felt like they went out there and they're just like, we don't know what we're going to say. This promo doesn't make any sense anymore. Because Roman comes out. Roman essentially calls CM Punk out. He doesn't really say anything before then. He essentially calls CM Punk out. Punk comes out, circles the ring, making Roman wait, eventually gets in the ring, and says the same thing. Roman tells Punk, welcome to the ring. Welcome to my main event, because even though Punk debuted last year's main evented last year's night 1 with Roman and Seth, this is going to be the night 2 main event, and Roman is taking credit for putting Punk in that role, even though Punk is the champion. That's the way I said it. He's like, you wouldn't be in this position. You wouldn't be closing the entire show if it weren't for me. Mm-hmm. Which he's right. Mm-hmm. As you wear your OTC shirt.
Damn right. With my Olafala right behind me. Here's my issue. Here's my issue.
This was the same thing we got the last couple weeks.
No, it wasn't. It was subpar. It was not even.
But the insults that they gave each other was exactly the same. No, Roman told him, you want to be in the main event of WrestleMania, but you've never even main evented a house show in Europe.
Yeah.
Like.
My issue with this is Roman better win.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think he is.
I hesitantly agree with you. I think Punk's going to win.
I think Punk wins, but it makes zero sense. For the simple fact that you just clobbered the dude straight in the face, right? Knocked him down, and the man laughed it off.
But that's the point. Roman, it's about mind games. He kept trying to tell Punk, you think you're in my head. I got in your head by one line.
No, but what I'm saying is, again, I'm talking about what Roman said before that, when he was talking about, I'm stronger than you. I'm faster than you. I can do things you could never dream of. Like, it's true. And in that one hit, proved it. When you hit someone and they fall down and they're laughing at you because it's like, that's all you got? Because we both know that if Roman hits CM Punk, he is not going to be sitting there laughing nothing off.
But the laughing wasn't about the physicality. The laughing wasn't that CM Punk.
I understood the reasoning for the laughter. You don't have to explain that to me.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he's laughing off this man. He's not angry. It's the equivalent of if Mateo hit me square in the face and just from the sheer shock of it, I fall down. It's not because he overpowered me. It's not because he has mad strength. It's not because, no. And I'm going to laugh it off because I think it's hilarious that I'm like, wait a second, that's all you got? This is what I have to contend with?
You played 2K26. He hit him with the microphone. Microphones are made of steel. You didn't know this?
I can't with you.
Yeah, but Roman should win this match.
I just don't. Roman, I don't know.
Roman tells Punk you're not the big money player your wife is. He tries to leave because he says to see.
That's
see
the
him.
other
He
thing
says
that pissed me off. He's trying to leave, and this guy's stopping him, and he dead ass just came back into the ring like that. I hated this week's segment.
what I hated on this was Roman promised his cousins, "I'm gonna go get the apology for you."
Yeah,
Didn't bring up get the apology at all during the segment.
agreed.
Didn't mention it once.
Yeah.
So what was your purpose of going out there? Not you just told your cousins. That's another thing they could bring up in a promo next week. It's like, hey, Roman, you said you were going to do something for us. You didn't do it. Are you back to being selfish, Roman, again? Or did you go out there last week just to feed your own ego and to just do what you wanted to do, and you were just lying in our faces when you really didn't care if we got an apology?
Yeah, that's stupid. Because again, then if they do that, then that's where you're heading into the contention between the Usos and Roman, and that again is out of left field.
I think you do the contention when people like where the Usos lie, because Punk did walk up to them and give them a fist bump last night or whatever, or last week. And then the Usos are there for Roman at Mania. Like, I'm not saying they have to cheat for the Roman, but they will be there for Roman at Mania because blood is thicker than anything else. They're not turning on him. They may hint at it, but they're not going to do it. Yeah, eventually the OTC tells him, and you know why? When you say it's like you're old, and that's when he hits him.
I thought that was so dumb.
The only argument you could make for it is Punk has talked about being on borrowed time. Punk has talked about always wanting to be the number one guy. And now that he views himself as number one guy in the company, to call him old reminds him that he's only number one guy for so long. And he's unwilling to give up his spot to the younger people. When that was Punk's thing to begin with, he was upset that his WrestleMania main event went to The Rock when it should have went to him years ago. He was upset about part-timers coming in and taking spots away from the guys who were there full-time, right, years ago. So now for him to, that was Roman's point, for Roman's like, you're old. You're taking a spot away from the young guys who could be in the spot you're in.
Yeah, but so that would have been cooler if he actually said all that, not alluded to.
It's alluding to it. It's in between the lines. So there was a lot you could have done to make this segment better. Mm-hmm. This was just...
And again, to your point, I think it was that they had a plan, and then they scrapped the plan, and then they had to figure it out on the fly. And unfortunately, unlike most times, it just didn't work out.
Yes. And I think... I don't know if Roman, the actor... If he has a play going in and he's like, all right, this is good, he's good enough to get that done. But to figure it out on the fly, I don't know if he's that guy. Punk, probably, but I think he was more, it's probably him who's saying, I don't want to talk about my dog.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like, bro, you talked about his dead father. I don't understand. Your dog was your child to you. But it's wrestling. Let's use the heat to make the match better. This isn't real life. He doesn't give a shit about your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Monday Night Raw.
That was Monday Night Raw. And now, since it's Thursday...
You want to do a TNA preview?
No. You
want to do a AAA AEW review? Hangman Adam Page can never challenge for the championship again.
I just think that's a stupid stipulation because they keep on using it over and over.
I think this is only the second time, I think, but yes.
No, wasn't it?
This is the second time with Cody. Cody was the first one.
Oh, I thought they did it with Jericho at one point.
Maybe they did a thing where I can't challenge as long as you're champion.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. No, this is Hangman Adam Page can't challenge at all. Ever.
Oh, that's stupid.
They'll eventually reverse that back, But yeah, this is the Cody thing where if I lose a match, I will never challenge for the championship again.
And that's when he went for the mid-card, right? The TNT title?
Yes, when he was maybe TNT champion like 4 times.
Yeah. Whatever. And no. Give me a SmackDown.
We don't want to talk about the syringe. We don't want to talk about the syringe to the cheek.
No.
I still haven't watched that match, but people are saying it's really good. There's a championship match added apparently. We have 2 title matches. We got Damian Priest and R-Truth against the MFTs.
Okay. Wait, for the title, right?
For the titles.
Okay.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Who was Randy Orton on the phone with?
Oh, yeah.
We totally
so
blocked.
Many people have so many differing opinions, and it's insane.
So Randy Orton.
First, let's talk about who we've heard.
I've heard Flair. I've heard Triple H. I've heard Rock. I've heard his father, Cowboy Bob Orton. And here's my take. And I don't know if they would do it because, and this is a wild take, and I don't think anybody else has said this. Cody's music starts with wrestling has more than one royal family, right?
Yeah.
It's a shot at Vince McMahon because Vince never thought of Cody as a main eventer. To say the McMahons aren't the only royal family, the Rhodes are as well. What if they bring Shane McMahon back?
No.
And Shane,
Going in Raw mentions Shane.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
I didn't Shane. Yeah, because that's where my brain immediately went. Because Randy's ending sentence was wrestling has more than one royal family, and that's how they ended the segment. So I'm like, what is Randy planning? It has to be somebody from whose family has wrestling lineage.
Yeah.
So again, it's got to be Rock. It's got to be Hunter. It's got to be Flair. He could bring his father back, but he did that a couple years ago when he was feuding with Jinder Mahal for the title, and I don't think we need Cowboy Bob Orton on the TV again. Shane could be interesting.
Okay.
I just don't know if they do it because it blurs the lines of Shane Vince.
Yeah.
And when you see Shane, you think Vince, and they don't want Vince, even though they've showed Vince in vignettes. Vince is like persona non grata around. I know it's
the least likely, but I would like The Rock. And the reason I say that is because The Rock screwed up the story so bad before by leaving that if we could get back to that and then you make it long form storytelling again, you know what I mean? Just to bookend that, because it left such a bad taste.
Yeah. I mean, this whole story should be told long-term storytelling, right? Last week on SmackDown, when the beatdown happened, they kind of touched on their friendship, but they didn't touch on their wrestling careers together. Mm-hmm. Like, they were in Legacy together. Randy is his mentor, right? And maybe we'll get those promos moving forward. But one of Randy's big feuds when he was in Evolution was The Rock. Like, it was like his first WrestleMania match, I think, was him and Batista against. Oh no, it's him, Batista, and Flair in a 3-on-2 handicap match against Rock and Mick Foley for the tag titles. I don't know why they did a 3-on-2 for the tag titles, but that was the match. So you have the history of Orton and The Rock as well. So if you're gonna bring the Rock back, and this goes to the other way, we say Roman Punk is night 2 main event. If you're going to bring The Rock involved in a Cody Randy story,
it's now night 2.
That needs to be night 2.
Yeah.
That surpasses Roman Punk.
Yeah.
Because of The Rock involvement.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we think. I think we're not going to find out for a couple weeks, but why the heck does this say Drew McIntyre versus Drew McIntyre? It's Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu
on SmackDown.
On SmackDown, he made that match last week. Right.
Those are the only 2 matches announced.
No, we have Solo and Tama versus Truth and
Yeah.
We have Nia and Lash versus the Bella Twins for the tag team championships.
That's not going to be a good match.
We got Motor City Machine Guns versus Fraxium.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And we have Kit Wilson calling out Jelly Roll.
Why is Jelly Roll on my TV? No, serious question. Why is he on my TV? And he doesn't. Because we're getting that tag match.
We're gonna get that tag match at Mania. Royce Keys and Jelly Roll against Kit Wilson and The Miz.
And Royce Keys just randomly popping up and getting a WrestleMania match? That's crazy.
Yeah, because apparently he was at he's been working out at the Performance Center for the last couple of weeks trying to get ready. Yeah, that's gonna. Yeah.
Jeez.
I like Jelly Roll's music from time to time, but I don't need him on the TV. Like this is not. He got a good promo. I'll give him that. He got a good promo last week on SmackDown, but I don't need him wrestling. Like I don't need it anymore. He got his one off. Like I don't need another one.
I don't need him talking. I don't need him on my screen. I'm good.
I don't need the Bellows on my screen, but yeah, we got that.
Hall of Famers. Yeah, so that was Monday Night Raw.
You know my rule about Hall of Famers.
I don't know your rule about Hall of Famers.
You know my rule about Hall of Famers. We talked about this, and you said it's a stupid rule. Move on.
Get them off your screen that they don't need to be wrestling.
Once you get inducted into the Hall of Fame, you should be done. AJ Styles did it the right way. Once you're done, once you're in the WWE Hall of Fame, you should not be having more WWE matches.
Tell that to Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
hey, everybody. So that was Monday Night Raw. This is the Squashfest podcast. And as always, you could catch us on Amazon Music. Yay. Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, iHeartRadio. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.